What's going on, everybody? Right back into the action. This week's video is going to be top stocks to watch for the week of July 18th. Going right into our fundamental drivers for this upcoming week, we have no news this week besides on Friday. We have our flash services PMI numbers coming out. That is a much needed relief because last week we had, as you can see, CPI data, PPI data, core retail sales, all of which came out better than expected. In case if you're looking at the inflation numbers, I guess that would be considered worse than expected because inflation came out higher. Regardless, that's our fundamental drivers for this week. Again, just Friday at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, flash services PMI numbers coming out. And as you can see on screen right now is our earnings of the S&P 500 for this upcoming week. Going into our charts for this upcoming week as well, SPY has been throwing us curveballs left and right. So we did complete our zigzag correction, as you can see here, which resulted in a ABC move where we ended here at 390 and then came lower. When we broke this level at 373, I was under the impression we were going to come straight down. As you can see, quite the opposite happened. We went straight up. I'm curious to see how long this can last. This was definitely propagated by Apple, Tesla, Google having a strong last week. So I don't think this will keep on going too long, but it definitely is worth keeping an eye on this wedge that we see forming now. If we break to the upside around 389, we can expect a move to the upside for sure. Possibly fill this gap at 401, maybe even come up and take out our high at 418. Our high at 418 is when I would start to get very, very bullish in the long term. Again, lots of resistance levels before we get there. We are nowhere near that level. Definitely closer to our yearly lows than we are closer to that 417 high, but worth keeping an eye on, just moving forward. So keep an eye out on this wedge. Moving into this week, due to our levels of resistance here, I am expecting a little bit of a pullback, if not a complete retracement back down to this low. Again, not as clear as we looked last week, but definitely worth keeping an eye on both of these levels. 389, potentially back down to 373. If we get back beneath 373 with a larger candle close, as you can see on the 4-hour, we rejected. If we close beneath this level on the 4-hour chart, I would definitely expect us to see more downside. Apple is retesting a resistance level. If we can see a little more clearly, if we go to the 4-hour chart, all the way back from March 16th of 2022, we are retesting that level for the third time now, and we are also in a upward trending channel. I am expecting a pullback just like I am on SPY after a very strong last week, but if we get above this level, a run back up to 155 is definitely in the cards, and if it is, I would be getting a very bullish, or sorry, rather very bearish. That would be almost a complete retracement since we broke out of this multi-year support level. And as you can see right now, to me, it looks like a very good opportunity for longer dated puts if we do get this confirmed double top here at 150. So I'm keeping an eye. I'm a little bit more bearish on Apple going into this next week, but that can change rather quickly. As you can see, we had a bullish candle close at the end of Friday. So we'll keep an eye on this going into the beginning of this week. But if we do get a bounce off this level, bearish bounce, then I would definitely be looking for some puts. QQQ is also in a kind of wedge, as you can see here. I can delete some of these lines to make it a little bit clearer, but in my opinion, also looking rather bearish. Could we see a move back up to the high of this wedge? Absolutely, definitely still on the cards. Around 297, maybe a move back down. Unfortunately, not that clear. A little bit of resistance here. If we do see some bullish momentum on Monday, then we'll most likely fill this gap at 295.30 and push back up here. If we get above 298, a push back up to 300 is very likely to fill this gap. And above then, we could expect 312. Again, that's getting rather speculative. I'm bearish, but if we get above those levels, my bias will have to shift. Tesla is in a very interesting position. So on the daily chart, we've been consolidating rather well between 626 and 787. That's, the 750 level is something people are also looking at. 760, a lot of resistance around there. Also, as you can see on the 1-hour chart, forming a little bit of a triangle. So, I am expecting us to maintain this resistance here. Again, just like we've been saying, if we break to the upside, we can expect to move to the high of this resistance. But other than that, I'm still expecting a move to the downside. So, especially in consolidation, we really don't know where this is going to go. The best plan here is to wait for a breakout of this triangle and then play that, rather than try to catch anything in this consolidation. I don't think it's a great idea to try that. You'll most likely get burned. Going into Exxon is a very interesting chart. Oil, to me, does look bearish. We've been looking at oil for so long on this series. We've been talking about it for a couple of months now. I'm still expecting us to come lower, mainly shown by Exxon. We broke beneath the support and we're maintaining beneath the support level. So this is keeping me rather bearish. And also, if we go look at another chart that we've been keeping an eye on, Chevron, we were looking for longs, but as you can see, we did get a daily candle close beneath this broadening pattern. To me, that's bearish. Right now, we're retesting it from the other side, most likely going to come down in the coming days. We'll have to keep an eye on oil. Oil is still maintaining a daily candle support level of $93. If we can keep above that, we will look bullish. If we give up a daily candle close and close beneath 92.40, that will be very, very, very bearish. Looking for a daily candle close beneath $92, $92.40 is going to be what we need to go short on energy stocks. So keep a very close eye on WTI moving forward. Definitely looking for that. If we get a bounce, on the other hand, maybe we faked out to the downside on Chevron, we can look for some calls. But we do need to keep a very close eye and confirmation on oil before we take a play on anything. Oil is going to be our leading indicator. But again, this play is setting up. We will most likely see this play happen this week that we've been talking about. So keep a very, very, very close eye. This could yield a great opportunity for all of us. So definitely keep an eye on that. NEO, interesting, super interesting chart. As we know, Chinese equities recently have been getting a very, very bullish beat. And as you can see, we are forming a little bit of a descending wedge, which is a trend continuation pattern. We are maintaining some significant support at the $20 level, down to 2040, 2070 to 2040, as you can see highlighted here. On the 4-hour, a little bit better highlighted on the 1-hour charts. So looking for us to maintain this level. If we continue to hold this level, I'm going to be getting calls. I think NEO looks great for longer dated calls. But if we do break this level, then we can definitely speculate for some lower price action. But like I said, Chinese equities have been getting a very good beat recently. I'm not sure I would try to fight the trend. Nvidia is retesting a very significant resistance level from our prior yearly lows on May 12th at 159.80 to down to 156. Large was support, now acting as a resistance level. I am looking for us to move lower. If we get above 160, my bias will change, as always, but as long as we maintain beneath this resistance, I am bearish. So guys, my mission is to try to keep these videos very short for you guys so you can get the information you need and go enjoy your weekend and get ready for this next week. I hope this video set you up to capitalize on something in this upcoming week. If it did, please let us know. Please leave a like. We greatly appreciate it. As always, happy trading, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for joining me today.